Good morning. Welcome to the Mico University College and the Mico University College Foundation of America Scholarship Awards Program. I am glad that you're able to join us because this morning we're going to share with you how it is that our alumni partners with the college to make things happen. And before I go even further, I'm going to welcome Dr. Asburn Pinnock, the president of the Mico University College, Mr. Trevor Thomas, the acting CEO of the Mico University College Foundation of America, and our guest speaker, the Reverend Dr. Donald Chambers. So without further ado, let me invite Dr. Pinnock, our president, to say a few words.
Reverend Donald Chambers, keynote speaker, Mr. Trevor Thomas, acting CEO of MUCFA, Dr. Karen Kennedy, board member of MUCFA, Mrs. Sharon Wolf, director of alumni affairs, the Mico University College, other members of the Mico University College of America's foundations, recipients, and those of you who join us from the virtual space, good morning. Margaret Mead says, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that has ever had. We gather here today, virtually and face-to-face, because MUCFA, a small group of committed alumni, made the decision to impact the Mico and by extension the nation by giving back over the past 5 years. Your financial support through the years have been greatly influential in assisting students at the Mico University College to achieve their educational goals. You have all worked tirelessly and seamlessly to ensure that no one is left at a disadvantage. It is your continued support that sustains our mission and makes all the difference. This academic year, your donation of US $25,000 will be assisting 19 students who have great financial need. This indeed is a spectacular enterprise that all our students, future educators, and leaders deserve an opportunity such as this. I am extremely happy to be part of this occasion, and I want to share my gratitude on behalf of the college to MUCFA, members of your foundation, which truly makes a difference for our students as we remain very grateful. To the recipients, I encourage you to embrace this opportunity. Remain focused, consistent, and continue to excel. If you are ever in need of assistance or guidance, seek us out. You have been given a chance, therefore, the onus is now on you to make the best of it. As I close, I encourage us all to make a difference when and where we can. So many of our students are facing challenges since the start of this pandemic. They have been affected financially, mentally, and through lack of care. We must show that we understand these new circumstances. Wherever possible, lend a hand. There are no limitations or restrictions to how we can make a difference in someone's life. All the limits are actually just in our mind. I stand here with a smile on my face and in my heart, knowing that the Mico has produced alumni like you who continue to embody our core values of leadership, integrity, excellence in performance, and especially service to others. Melody Betty once said, gratitude turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Let us continue to do it with our might. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pinnock. You know, when the group of alumni came together to form the Mico University College Foundation of America, the college threw its support behind the group. And yes, it did take a little while, but the acting CEO, Mr. Trevor Thomas, is going to share with us some of the background as to how we have reached where we are. And we are ever so grateful for the input of the Mico University College Foundation of America. Mr. Thomas, over to you.
I'm Trevor Thomas, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Mico University College Foundation of America, which goes by the acronym MUCFA. After MUCFA was incorporated, it obtained its status as a tax-exempt non-profit organization in June 2016 from the IRS. The purpose of MUCFA is to contribute to the long-term financial viability of the Mico University College. The foundation seeks to exploit the immense contributory potential of its engaged, committed, worldwide alumni population. These objectives accord with the foundation's vision and mission to be recognized as a preeminent vehicle for fundraising and support of the university, and to contribute significantly to its long-term financial and general liability. From time to time, MUCFA works with institutions and causes that support the Mico. For example, the foundation has sponsored MOSA Week, a week of professional and career development of students on this campus during the week of February 14 to 18, 2020. And we work closely with the Lady Mico Trust and the Mico alumni in support of our common objectives of service to the Mico. As we celebrate our quinquennial year since being granted IRS tax-exempt status, we are proud of our performance in relation to our vision and mission. Notwithstanding the setbacks over the last approximately 2 years, we are on target to meet our goal of granting US $100,000 or approximately Jamaican $15 million in scholarship, bursaries, grants, and emergency assistance over that 5-year period to meet some of the needs of the students. We thank President Dr. Pinnock for his message of support on the occasion of our quinquennial anniversary and his recognition of our unstinted support of the university and its students. Today, we will award US $25,000, which includes some amounts which were already disbursed. When you graduate, I urge you to join one of the alumni associations here in Jamaica or abroad and work to build the financial and long-term viability of your alma mater. By then, you will possess a rich diversity of technical and professional skills which will enable you to make an impact on college life by your contributions. It is with great sadness that I report the passing of one of the founders of the foundation, Mr. Owen James, who passed away recently after a sudden illness. He has made a sterling contribution to the foundation, and his dedication, commitment, and guidance will be missed. It is anticipated that an award will be made in his memory today. I thank you all for taking time to witness this award function.
Thank you so much, Dr. Why am I calling you Dr. Trevor Thomas? Is that future Trevor? There are things happening that I don't know about. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that background information. And I'll tell our listeners, our participants, that the termination of that, what I like to call the mighty 3 or 4, Leo Chambers, Trevor Thomas, Owen James, and I hope I'm correct, Taylor, when you came to Jamaica and you shared with us your vision, and that this vision has been actualized, is indeed a wonderful thing. And like you, we are all very sad at the passing of Owen, but I just know and I feel it, that he's happy. His spirit is joyous on this occasion. Thank you so much, Trevor. I'm going to ask you to continue by introducing our guest speaker, the Reverend Dr. Donald Chambers, who will share with us his vision of education and where it is that we're going. Trevor, over to you again to introduce Dr. Chambers.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce the Reverend Dr. Donald Chambers, a Caribbean priest and student of theology, scripture, and philosophy. The Reverend Chambers celebrates 29 years as a minister in the Roman Catholic Church. Dr. Chambers' priestly formation was through Jamaica's own St. Michael's Seminary in Kingston. He continued his studies at the Catholic University of America, Xavier University in Louisiana, and the Pontifical Gregorian Institute in Rome, where he completed his doctoral program in sacred theology. Over the 29 years of his ministry, he has served as pastor of St. Peter and Paul and Holy Cross churches in Kingston, chairman and board member of several Catholic high schools, and board member of several government agencies. He also teaches at the St. Michael's Theological College and the University of the West Indies, Mona, and St. Augustine. Currently, he serves as the General Secretary of the Antilles Episcopal Conference, the AEC. The AEC is an assembly of Catholic Caribbean bishops with its secretariat based in Port of Spain, Trinidad. The AEC includes the Catholic Diocese of 19 English, French, and Dutch-speaking Caribbean territories. Father Chambers has a genuine dedication and passion for the development of theology and plays a significant role in Caribbean Theology Today conference. He has co-edited a book entitled Justice and Peace in a Renewed Caribbean and published a book titled Transformed by the Deep, Reflections of a Caribbean Priest, which is a collection of his sermons delivered over the first 25 years of his priesthood. He has also contributed numerous commentary articles in the Jamaica Gleaner and the Jamaica Observer, and hosts a blog site called belovedreflections.org. The Reverend Chambers, although his work is wide in scope geographically and varied in his assignments, is regarded first and foremost as a dedicated pastor, a gifted preacher, and a noted theologian and author. I now invite Dr. Chambers to speak.
We now invite Dr. Donald Chambers to speak and give the keynote address.
Indeed, I am humbled to be asked to share brief insights on this occasion of the Mico University College Foundation of America Scholarship Awards Ceremony 2022. Currently, I suspect that the members of the foundation are undergoing mixed emotions. While you are feeling elated and proud to provide a bursary to needy students of the college, the death of Mr. Owen James, one of the founders of the foundation, has caused sadness as you grieve. Please be assured of my prayerful support. Recently, I discovered a damning remark uttered by the Reverend John Sterling in Jamaica's House of Assembly in 1835. Ironically, the utterance of this statement was sandwiched between the abolition of slavery in the British West Indies in 1834 and the founding of the Mico Teacher Training College in 1836. The full significance of this remark I leave to your historical imagination and analysis. John Sterling stated, "Emancipation has removed the whip. we must now control their minds through education. With emancipation, the ultimate dream of the ex-slaves was to become masters and mistresses of their own destiny. My strong suspicion is that education would have become the principal vehicle to accomplish that dream, and the Mico would have become the Mercedes-Benz in the fleet of educational institutions to drive the ex-slaves to full freedom. Hence, Sterling's philosophy would have needed to be squashed by the twin actions of abolition and the founding of the Mico as a teacher training college. Let us fast forward 160 years. A prominent Jamaican sociologist, Professor Orlando Paterson, who has studied extensively and comprehensively the social fabric of Jamaica during the period of slavery, colonization, and independence, and who has put forward the plantation economy theory, was chosen to study, evaluate, and make recommendations for Jamaica's education system in 2021. In brief, this report states the following. 1, the education institution in which we have pinned so many of our hopes is itself now entangled in 3 major crises. It has failed to educate a majority of our children in what the World Bank calls a learning crisis. 2, the report continues, there have been successes, but there have been enduring failures. Our greatest failure lies in the very success of placing the great majority of our children in schools where the hopes of over half are dashed by the end of their primary education, from which they emerge illiterate and innumerate. Finally, it states, the performance of the system has been deeply unsatisfactory, failing too many of our nation's children. The Paterson Report, as it is colloquially called, is an incriminatory but hopeful commentary on the system of education which our ancestors had hoped would have completely freed them and their children's children from the evil of enslavement. Utilizing the analogy of the sandwich, I believe that our foreparents had hoped that educational institutions such as the Mico on one hand and the abolition of slavery on the other would have crushed or obliterated the dreams of the likes of John Sterling to replace education with the whip as a means of control. However, the report clearly demonstrates that we still have a long way to go if we are to arrive at our destination of full freedom. Over the years, I believe that the Mico has genuinely aimed to play its role in ensuring that Jamaicans become mistresses and masters of their destiny. Based on the information published on your website, you are of the opinion that the survival of the Mico in Kingston is rooted in 4 characteristics of the institutions. 1, remaining true to its character as a Christian but non-denominational institution. 2, its capacity to respond to the changing developmental needs of the Jamaican and Caribbean society. 3, its ability to attract able and ambitious students and to provide them with high quality education, the performance of the Mico graduates in society. You are also very delighted that the Mico has given Jamaica more governors general and ministers of government than any other academic institution. Yet the value and the true worth of the Mico is demonstrated in the stories about the countless Mico graduates who return to the towns and villages and labor unceasingly in multiple roles to shape innumerable lives and go unrecognized. In addition, the Mico University College Foundation of America has contributed its own widow's mite to the Mico dream, more than the equivalent of 12 million Jamaican dollars for students and other support in 2018. During the 2021-22 academic year, the foundation has so far contributed 25,000 US dollars, or the equivalent of approximately 3.8 million Jamaican dollars, including the awards to be made on February 15, 2022. I have no doubt that the Mico's mustard seed input has contributed to the successes of which Paterson writes, and I quote, "And the lead universities of our tertiary sector have produced men and women of the highest caliber," end of quote. While these recorded successes understandably cause the Mico to celebrate, the Paterson Report reminds us that the celebration must be accompanied and tempered by serious introspection, as well as evaluation of Jamaica's education system and the university's contribution to it. Among the questions to be asked and pondered are: is the virus of John Sterling's philosophy of education still alive in our minds? If so, where is it most evident? What strategic vaccine must be employed to significantly reduce its impact on our nation's children and on our nation? I would like to humbly suggest a few ideas to students, especially the scholarship beneficiaries, to the Mico Foundation, and to the academic staff of the Mico. Organize an academic staff retreat where the Paterson Report is discussed, critiqued, and its relevance to the teaching training curriculum is clearly understood. Ensure that scholarship beneficiaries demonstrate evidence of their commitment to the transformation of Jamaica's education system, and not simply utilize education for only upward social mobility or improved social status. Organize study groups or debates on the findings of the Paterson Report. Encourage graduate students to conduct further research and analysis on aspects of the Paterson Report. In closing, I express my personal gratitude to the Mico for its role in assisting in the ongoing process of the eradication of John Sterling's philosophy of education over the years. I am indeed grateful to the Mico University College Foundation of America for its moral and financial contribution to the Mico's vision. I congratulate the scholarship awardees and encourage all of you to wisely invest the bursar, the fruits of the sweat and blood of former Miconians. As you forge ahead, I invite you to bear in mind the wise words of UNESCO, and I quote, "Children do not only have the right to be in school, but also to learn there and emerge with the skills they need to find secure, well-paid work," end of quote. If you can achieve this, then your ancestors of education, the emancipation and independent movements, would be proud of you and your significant contribution to the goal of mitigating Sterling's philosophy of education, using the motto of the Mico, "Do it with your might." May God continue to guide, protect, and bless all the work He has begun in you.
Reverend Dr. Donald Chambers, thank you so much for that interested contribution to this morning's event. I think that the use of the Paterson's report to frame the Mico's role is extremely a good one. And your suggestions, which of course emanates from that report, as to some of the things that we need to do as an institution to carry the progress of our children to its rightful conclusion is extremely useful. And so on behalf of the University College, and in particular the president, because I'm sure that he's very interested in what you're thinking and how you're thinking, and for that, we are grateful. Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Chambers. We have in fact come to the highlight, or one of the highlights rather, of this morning's event. And this is the awards ceremony. We are grateful, and I don't know how many times I need to repeat that, for the donation in particular for this academic year of $25,000 towards students' scholarship and their financial assistance. Over the last 5 years, the Mico University College Foundation of America have given in the region of $40,000 US to assist our students. They assisted us when we also, when COVID came, they made a special donation to assist students also. So they have partnered with the Mico in a very strong way. And again, we are grateful. You will keep on hearing me say gratitude and grateful, because that is exactly how we feel. And it is never too much to keep on saying thank you. We are going to announce the awards that are being given today. In fact, the name awards. And the first one, which is absolutely in order, is the Owen James Memorial Award. And I'm going to ask Trevor Thomas to read a citation for this particular award as we honor our good friend and mentor, Owen James.
Mr. Owen James is a graduate of the Mico Teachers College class of 1962 and an honors graduate in philosophy from Howard University. Mr. James also holds a diploma in production management from the Institute for Advanced Technical Training in Italy. He has been a teacher, civil servant, banker, and worked for 30 years as a senior corporate executive in Canada, United States, and Africa. He is distinguished for his service to his alma mater, the Mico University College. His record of service includes ongoing fundraising projects over the span of many years and personal contributions based on perceived needs of students at the college. He organized the class of 1962 Mico homecoming and fundraising efforts and spearheaded the class of 1962 scholarship awards funding. He also promoted efforts to establish an alumni directory to be administered by the Department of Alumni Affairs at the Mico, with an offer to fund the initial project. He founded the Mico University College Foundation America, designed to raise funds for the college and students. The foundation aims to contribute in excess of US $100,000 to the university and students in its first 5 years of operation and is set to meet that target. He has bequeathed US $50,000 to the university to be managed by the Mico University College Foundation of America, and the Owen James Endowment Fund has been established in his memory by the James family. His work at the Mico University College Foundation of America requires special mention. In a letter to the family from the foundation after his passing, he was described as a giant of a man whose output was copious in his multiple roles as Chief Executive Officer, Chief Operating Officer, and Secretary of the Foundation. As one of the founding fathers of MUCFA, he was instrumental in conceptualizing its legal framework and fashioning its policies and operational procedures. The establishment of MUCFA's Secretariat and operating infrastructure are part of the critical elements of the foundation for which he was credited, and some of which he accomplished almost single-handedly. Special mention was made of his fundraising efforts as he used his networking skills and creative initiative to attract considerable funding in support of his work to serve the needs of his alma mater the Mico University College. The letter said that his passing has created a void that will be difficult to fill.
Thank you so much, Trevor. We all celebrate the life and contribution of Owen, and we certainly miss him. But we are, again, grateful for all that he has done and the type of leadership that he offered to the Mico University College Foundation of America. And so I will now announce the named awards. The Owen James Memorial Award, the recipient is Abigail Francis. The Professor Errol Miller Award. Professor Miller is the Professor Emeritus from the University of the West Indies and a former principal here at the Mico University College, and was the first chancellor of the Mico. He was also a former permanent secretary at the Ministry of Education and Youth. He's also a distinguished author of numerous books and journals, and is very highly respected in the field of education. And that recipient is Tajari Sims. Professor Edwin Jones, the first director of the Institute of Technical and Educational Research, and Professor Emeritus from the University of the West Indies, author, public administration specialist. His gentle demeanor endeared him to all whom he encountered. The recipient is Sophia Reed. The Founders Award, to recognize the work of the class of 1962, who formed the working committee during their 50th anniversary homecoming to explore the idea of a vehicle to serve the needs of the Mico, and its principal organizers, Mr. Leah Chambers and Mr. Owen James, who worked and crystallized the vision. Javon Bailey. The last name award, the Mico University College Foundation of America Quintessential Award, goes to Marcia Lawson. To mark the occasion of the 5th anniversary of the Mico University College Foundation of America, since starting its operating affairs as a tax-exempt nonprofit in 2016 to 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished alumni, students, recipients, those are only the named awards. But as Trevor mentioned, Mr. Thomas mentioned, we're given 16 awards for this academic year. And so we are giving these awards to our students. And what we have now is our students, 2 of our students, who will respond to their being the recipients of the awards. They are Mr. Javon Bailey and Mr. Tajari Sims. We'll start with Mr. Bailey.
Good morning, Dr. Osborne Pinnock, President of the Mico University College, Mr. Trevor Thomas, Acting CEO of the Mico University College Foundation of America, students, Board of Directors, and other guests. I would like to thank the Mico University College Foundation of America and show my appreciation for being considered for one of your generous scholarship donations. I was very happy and appreciative to learn that I was selected as one of the recipients. I am currently a first-year student at the Mico University College, majoring in computer science. I plan to pursue a career in computer programming or become an information technology teacher upon graduation. Thanks to you, I am one step closer to achieving my dream and getting my degree. By awarding me this scholarship, you have lightened my financial burden, which allows me to focus more on the important aspects of school. Your generosity has inspired me to help others give back to my community. I hope one day I will be able to help students just like how you were able to help me. You can be certain that your investment with me will yield excellent results. Thank you.
My name is Tajiri Sims, a physical education and sports major. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Mike University College Foundation of America Scholarship. This scholarship surely helped me to achieve my educational goals, such as inspiring and serve as a role model, to be a part of the pool of esteemed educators. I am eager to impart health and wellness knowledge to look after the physical, mental, and emotional needs of students in schools and communities. This scholarship will reduce financial burdens to participate in extracurricular activities and boosting my GPA, as well as one day contributing to the Mac University to help students in similar situation as myself. My educational pursuits would not have been possible without your generous donation, which will enable me to reach my fullest personal and professional potential. Thank you.
I think we've been going along so well that I think we might be experiencing some technical difficulties. We will just wait for a minute to see if they are able to continue her presentation. If not, we will continue with our program. But those are the two students who received the awards at the moment. And so what we will do is continue. And as we press on to conclude our program, I invite Dr. Karen Kennedy, board member for the Mico University College Foundation of America. Dr. Kennedy's position is a wonderful one in that she is indeed a daughter of the Mico. Her father is a member of the batch, and through his contribution and definitely his memory, we have kept his memory alive. Dr. Karen Kennedy.
My name is Dr. Karen Kennedy, an executive director with the Mico University College Foundation of America, also known as MUCFA. My mother Melva and brother Maurice share in my fervent hope that the monies raised by the scholarship posthumously named after my father, Earl B. Kennedy, help to relieve the financial burdens of Mico students so they may better focus on more important things such as their studies. The donors to the Earl B. Kennedy Scholarship Fund give cheerfully and expectantly, hearing of the school's vibrant history and continued focus on excellence in all endeavors. We've supported final year students with full tuition and board since we started a few years ago. My father shared the same batch as former Mico University College President Claude Packer, and Dad served as class president for all years of his attendance, if that indicates any scholarship, leadership, and sense of integrity that he displayed. It's in our spirit, his spirit, that our family wished to foster and support similar student attributes and have been so pleased with the resulting scholarship awardees since 2017. When establishing Dad's scholarship in 2017, my family was very happy to align with MUCFA as we shared the same vision. This organization started with the vision of a few dynamic members of the batch of 62, represented by Leo Chambers, Trevor Thomas, and Owen James in recent years. As a young organization just celebrating its quinquennial year of donations in 2021, MUCFA has donated the largest amount of funding towards student scholarships to the Mico and plans to contribute contributions in perpetuity. Our Earl B. Kennedy Scholarship donors tend to be individuals with at least a college education, if not more, and wish to honor the legacy of my father, who is an outstanding Mico alumnus, educator, community member, and friend. My family would love to thank MUCFA President Leo Chambers and MUCFA COO and Treasurer Trevor Thomas, immediate past COO Owen James, who unfortunately passed away recently, the University College Board in Jamaica, as well as Mico University College Alumni Director and current MUCFA Board member Sharon Wolf, for creating and solidifying a way to financially contribute to the oldest, greatest teaching university in the Southern Hemisphere. It's a pleasure to participate in and contribute to such honorable activities, and we will continue, like the Mico, to do it with our might. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. We're grateful for those words. And we will certainly continue to work very closely with the Mico University College Foundation of America to ensure that we assist our students so that they can achieve their financial goals. I will just mention here that the Earl B. Kennedy Scholarship is in fact the largest scholarship here tenable at the Mico University College. And indeed, you are correct. The Mico University College Foundation of America is the largest donor towards scholarships for the university. Thank you again. Remember what I said, gratitude and being grateful is always good practice. And so, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, our esteemed guest speaker, our president, Dr. Asburn Pinnock, we are at the closing point of our awards ceremony. I'd like to just acknowledge all of those who participated. Reverend Dr. Donald Chambers, your presentation really gave food for thought. And I'm hoping it will inspire some of our students, in particular our graduate students, as you intimated, to do additional research and to position the Mico to read that Paterson Report and to see how we as a tertiary teacher education institution can make the difference. Because we must make the difference in the lives of not only our current students, but our students when they graduate to teach our nation's children. Trevor Thomas, thank you so much for working with my office to get things done. We are indeed grateful. And to all the directors of MUCFA, we are absolutely overwhelmed with your gifting and your commitment to our alma mater, the Mico University College. The students are grateful, and you heard them yourselves. So you know that the return on your investment will be high. They will work hard, and they will make you all proud of them. You know, when we talk about scholarships and so on, and students think about how they're going to move forward, I like to think that luck, they say, oh, but I'm not lucky, miss. I'm not lucky. But I'll tell them, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And I'll tell you a quick story about a young man who applied for scholarships. It is a very competitive process here at the college. And he went through interviews because that is our process. And unfortunately, after about 3 to 4 interviews, he wrote me a little letter. And I sent back to say to him, don't give up, because your day and your time will come. And I'm happy to say that it came, meaning that our students should never give up. The road sometimes is not easy. And I like to tell my son that God did not promise easy, but he certainly will look out for you. He will ensure organizations like the Mico University College Foundation of America will be there to help you as you go through your life's educational journey. And so I thank you all for joining us this morning. We are hopeful that the Mico University College, as Foundation of America, as they are experiencing some grief at this time, will have the strength to ensure that Owen's memory and his work never fails. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Good morning.